been when she interviews various female tycoons. Usually they're her neighbours in Montecito, where they all agree to agree that Meghan Markle is the most wonderful woman who ever drew breath, and in return for that, she agrees to talk to them. That seems to be the system. Anyway, the final guest is someone called Sarah Blakely. She's the founder of Spanx, and that was an intimate apparel company that sold pants and leggings. She founded that in Atlanta in Georgia. Anyway, she sold out, made a lot of money, and was named recently in Time magazine's 100 annual list of the 100. She was up there in the 100 most influential people in the world, 93rd most powerful woman in the world. Welcome to the show to royal biographer Angela Levin. Hi, Angela.
Good morning.
So Sarah Blakely is the 93rd most powerful woman in the world. Well, I've never heard of her. Have you?
No, I haven't either. It's all about what your life is like, isn't it? And if you're not very interested in knickers and that sort of thing, then she won't impress you very much. But she sold off her business, and I just wondered whether Meghan is actually preparing to do the same thing, to make billions out of what she's doing. We don't have too much information at Sarah at the moment because it's not been released. But actually, if you listen to most of them, as I've listened to them, I'm afraid I've done that. You know, it's full of giggles, it's full of nonsense, it's full of talking about tiny things that they think is so important, with Meghan actually telling them what a life she's had. It's just, I think they're a complete flop. People don't want to hear such boring, uninteresting things, and I'm very pleased that I think there's not going to be any more after this.
Well, that can't happen, Angela, surely, because this series began back at the beginning of April. With her interviewing the boss of Bumble, Whitney Wolfe Herd, and fairly quickly. So, as always with these things, the novelty value, there was a sort of reasonable performance for the first week. By the second week, it had tumbled out of the top 100 on the podcast charts, and God knows where it is now. Now, I've subjected myself to the odd minute or two of this stuff, and it is toweringly tedious. I always say this. She wants to be a big star. She wants to be a big entertainer. She has no idea how to be entertaining, does she?
No. I mean, the interesting thing is that she's told us so much about herself, how she feels, not actually the detail, but it shows you. She says, you know, she works so hard, she doesn't know how she manages it. It's been so difficult. But, you know, she had 80 people in the house that she borrowed to do the cooking. So she really didn't have to do anything. She didn't have to cut up things or think what's happening next. It was a huge number. But she pretends they're not there and goes on about how her life is. And it's so tiring. And she's got to be so many different things. She's got to deal with it. She's got to be a mother. She's got to be a wife. It's so very difficult. For her, because how's she going to manage?
Yeah, I'll tell you another thing, Angela. She's got to be a mum, and she only hires one full-time nanny. And we're pretty much certain now she also only hires one full-time chef. I mean, this woman, she's a superwoman, isn't she? It's unbelievable. But this is her trailing this new episode. So this was at the end of the last Confessions of a Female Founder podcast. So here she is trailing this new one, the final one with Sarah Blakely. Take it away, Meghan.
Next week, we're talking to a founder who sold a majority stake of her billion-dollar brand to build something completely new and very unexpected.
I spent the first 4 years quietly with two girls that make bras. None of us have one idea how to make a shoe, but I didn't know how to make shaper either. And I always say to people, when you don't know how something's supposed to be done, you're ensured you're going to do it differently. And that's where innovation is.
Can you guess who it is? We'll see you next week.
course we can't guess who it is. No one knows who this woman is. But this is, I mean, just listening to that, you go, oh, I now understand why this series has been such a disaster. Just that little clip was just boring. You want to fall asleep, hopeless.
Yes. There's another thing when she talks about when she lived in a tiny little flat and she had her wardrobe. People had to go through the bedroom, through the toilet, through the rest of the bathroom, and then she could find it. It was very difficult for her because the cupboard wasn't in the right place.
Oh, the hardship. How has she managed to survive? So, listen, the one thing I would say about her, let's talk just briefly her various business efforts. The one thing I will say about her, she does try. I mean, she's quite tenacious. I mean, all of these ideas are terrible. But as ever, right, the sort of online tat store where she's trying to flog kind of pretend jam and honey for $28 a jar, etc., etc. Well, I got some of these products and we tried them last week and the week before, and let me tell you, I tried the raspberry spread, because it can't be called jam because there's not enough fruit in it. And also, I made the cookies. I made them myself. Took hours.
Did you?
Very difficult. They're both all right. They're okay. They're nothing special. My point is, no one's going back to buy this stuff twice. They may have bought it first time round, novelty value, intriguing. Let's try Meghan's products. No one is going back to spend $14 on a jar of non-jam again. So no, I don't believe that this business is going to work, and we hear, Angela, that in fact after the first round of sales on day one, no products have been available. As ever, isn't going to last forever, is it?
No, well, that's right. And a lot of people who've tried to buy it like you did, you were jolly lucky you got it for your money. But actually, people are getting very angry because she hasn't sent anything when they've just paid for it. And there is no idea of they will actually be getting anything. Nothing. I think she gets very fed up with things. She's very excited. She wants to plan them. She tells everybody months before they come out. So people get a bit bored by the time they do actually get out, and then she doesn't really want to carry on. She wants to do something completely different, and I think that it's one of the reasons why she talks to all these women to see what they're doing and how she can actually. And
also, Angela, to be compared to them. She's like, I'm a very successful businesswoman, and now I'm talking to this other very successful businesswoman. Well, the other woman might be very successful. Meghan, not so much. Meanwhile, though, what the hell right now is Harry up to? Is he doing anything at all? We learn now that soon he's going to launch some kind of commercial venture. What's going on with Harry? He seems to be absolutely lost at the moment.
Well, I can tell you what he feels like, and that is to stop English journalists from following them around. He's been shocked that he's now fallen to the 20% on the list of everybody liking royals, and he's not anywhere except very near the bottom, and he's furious. So he's going to have several staff who behave as if they were in the royal family itself, the real one. So he's going back somewhere where he didn't like, and stopped all of us taking information. He's done that already in Africa, where he only had somebody who did a magazine and wouldn't let anybody talk about it. But if he thinks that's the way of getting publicity,